I remember as a preschool age sitting in front of the store and watching them grade on the 29 highway through Dacula on the other side of the railroad. So it was quite a thing for the new highway to come through. It was paved. That was unusual to see a paved road.
These roads, of course, haven't always been paved. In the old days, you had to travel on dirt roads to get anywhere. So most people shopped right in town, and that's why the downtown areas flourished. Many of those dirt roads led to Dacula, where local businesses thrived. Other cities, such as Snellville, were more successful outside the downtown areas.
It was first named when the railroad come through here. They named it Hoke, H-O-K-E, for one of the superintendents on the railroad. They already had a place called Hoke. So the postmaster here was a Mr. Freeman, and he took Atlanta and Decatur and picked letters from those two and came up with Dacula. Dr. Freeman laid out the town and gave the land for the Methodist Church and school. And the first school around Dacula was up at the crossroads close to Hebron Church. The school was called Chickapin Grove. It was quite different from now. You knew everybody within 5 or 10 mile radius. The population, what I thought there was really growing, was 125 people in Dacula. The railroad cut down here, the overhead bridge was a playground, kind of. We kept all the vegetation worn off the bank, sliding up, sliding down, and they've since you keep these trees and everything growing on, but when I was a child, they was just red banks. I used to wonder why my mother would get after us saying you had been playing on the railroad banks again. It was because the seat of my pants was red mud all over. The main source of income around here was farming. Cotton was big. They had a gin here. When the cotton was being picked and all, they'd be wagons lined up, waiting to get to the cotton gin. They'd stack cotton on the sides of the streets. I played on top of cotton. You could run on it for a long way, all through town, uphill beside the stores. As far as the town goes, it was quite a booming little place. My father and his twin brother run a general store here. All the buildings were full then. There was a drugstore and hardware store and general stores and grocery store. There were blacksmith shops. Some of them started working on cars before they had garages here. At one time, I remember about 5 blacksmith shops in a small town. So there was a lot of business in the town back then because the mode of transportation was near nothing. A lot of people rode the trains then. There was quite a number of passenger trains, and people would board them at the depot and ride to either Winder or Lawrenceville. All the drummers, they called salesmen then drummers, they'd come in on one train and call on the businesses and then catch a train later going to the next town. Gwinnett County was organized at that house, and they've held the first court in Gwinnett County. They called it inferior court, which is the same as superior court now. Used a stable in the barn as a jail. Then later on, Elijah Ewing, I understand, moved to Lawrenceville. Had a tract of land there that they built a county seat on. But up until that time, all the county business was held up at the Elijah Ewing house. For a small town, back in the early days, the population between 100 and 125, I guess there was more professional people come out of here than any place in Gwinnett County its size. There were numerous doctors, lawyers. Well, there's Dr. Freeman that originally started the town. He had people that come in on the train from all over to see him. He was at one time going to build a trolley line from the depot up to his house, his office. And he had dormitories up there that people would stay in when they'd come for treatment. He was known to cure pellagra, which was a skin disease. He trained a good many doctors. Well, my life here has been quite enjoyable. I think more so than if I'd raised in a large town. I don't think I'd want to have been raised anywhere else.